Yes, time is a thief. It feels like there is never enough time to get it all done, and we hustle and grind to squeeze it all in. But what if we just stopped trying? What if managing your time and energy as a homemaker wasn't about doing more, but instead doing less? Over the last few months, I have talked a lot about efficiency as a homemaker and finding realistic ways to survive the daily grind. But with that, there has to be a negotiation of, yes, getting the things done that must be done, but also managing your time and energy so that you can simplify your life. And one place to start is the path of least resistance. Now, in case you're wondering what I'm doing here, I am pouring the hooch off the top of my starter. So when you don't feed your sourdough starter regularly, it develops a gray liquid called hooch. That does not mean your sourdough starter is dead. It just means it's hungry. So if you see your sourdough starter in the back of your fridge with a thick layer of hooch on it, just pour the hooch off and feed it and get back to your regular feeding routine. And I like to think about this as the path of least resistance because there's two ways you can handle a sourdough starter. One, you can keep it on the counter and have to feed it every 12 to 24 hours, or you can keep it in the fridge and then you can feed it every week, or sometimes, like in this case, every 2 weeks, and it's a lot easier that way. I have often in my life found myself in some sort of weird trap of the mind where I feel like the more complicated route is the better one. The harder I have to work, the more legitimate it is, but that isn't true. And when we choose the complicated route because it seems more legitimate, often what happens, at least for me, is I just don't do it. So many times in my life, I have heard people say to me, well, I don't use the stand mixer to knead my dough because that's cheating. The only thing that is cheating is not doing the things you love because the route you have chosen is too complicated when there are more simple paths to get where you want to be. I'm just talking about dough and bread here, but what if we shifted our mindset and sought out a simpler path in our day to day? One of the best ways I have learned to manage my time and energy as a homemaker and also just as a plain old human being in the world is to let go of what I cannot control. My garden is such a good example of this. Between high temperatures and first a drought and then a bug infestation and then 2 tropical storms, it was such a mess. I just let it go. It wasn't really worth my time and energy at that point. So I have not been out in my garden in weeks, but I went out the other day to find some of the most beautiful flowers. My peppers are growing, and yes, it's amongst the weeds and I had to dig for them, but by just letting it go, a lot of magic just happened on its own. There are endless organizational videos and ideas out there, all of which I'm sure are very helpful. But often it isn't so much about how we organize our days, it's about our perception of the day to day and the conscious decisions about what is and isn't worthy of our attention and energy. I would love to give you some formula that would say, this is what you need to simplify your life. This is what you need to manage your time and energy. But I think before we can even make checklists and charts and use calendars, we have to first decide what is worth our time. Because if we're trying to do it all, we're really not going to get any of it done. So by doing things like choosing the path of least resistance, letting go of the things that we can't control or that just don't matter, we can actually start to get more focused and manage our time better on the other things that need to be done. And that also just frees up a lot of time and space and mental energy for not just things that need to be done, but also things that you want to do and that you enjoy to do. Like, I don't know, this wild idea of having a little bit of free time. Okay, so my first 2 tips were maybe a little more abstract or esoteric, but there are also tangible ways to manage your time and energy each day. And one way to start doing that is to trust what you already know. I am definitely a student at heart and I want to learn things all the time and learn new skills all of the time, which is fun and also very valuable. But when we're talking about trying to manage your time and energy as a homemaker, sometimes the best thing you can do is what you already know. So have some recipes on hand that you don't have to think about. Know how to adapt those recipes using basically anything you have on hand. So soup is one of my go-tos. And here I am making a really easy vegetable and barley soup, and I'm making it the same way I would make any soup. I am just chopping up some onions and celery and carrots and sauteing them in a little bit of butter. And then once they are tender crisp, I'm adding in a little bit of garlic and then also some flour to help thicken that. And then once that is cooked for about another minute or so, I always deglaze the pot first so that way you can scrape up all those brown bits that add flavor. Add in the broth, and then in this case, rather than rice or noodles like I usually do, I am adding in some pearled barley. It's helpful to make sure that your spices are stocked and ready to go and that you have a few that you can lean on whenever you are making something quick. So I just threw in a little bit of thyme and of course some salt and pepper. And while the barley was cooking, I also de-ribbed and chopped up some kale. I had leftover kale in the fridge, and it's always really helpful to know what to do with those sorts of leftovers so you can just throw them into a pot of soup or use them in a way where you don't have to find some new recipe and create something brand new, but that you can just throw it into that same old recipe that is tried and true every single time. When I first started cooking from scratch, I felt like every recipe had to be complex and I always had to make something new. Though I do suppose that season of my life taught me a lot about cooking. You live and you learn. Eventually, I found that there are a few basic recipes that we love, that are easy, and that save time. And leaning on an old faithful like that has simplified my life tremendously. A few minutes ago, I joked about the radical idea of free time, but this is something I'm working on really hard in my own life right now, managing my time effectively so I have a little free time in the evenings, and also so I have the energy to actually do something fun. I've recently channeled my inner grandma and I'm learning needlepoint, but if I don't manage my time and energy and my homemaking responsibilities throughout the day, I just don't have the capacity for anything fun. And often I think the conversation surrounding time management for homemakers or anyone really is about how to pack more into your day. But really what I want to do is a little bit less. I want more free time. So I'm rethinking how I am doing some parts of my day today. And as always, this comes back to cooking for me. Making dinner often happens when we are off work and the whole family is home and we are stuck in the kitchen cooking when we could be spending time with our families, going on a family bike ride on a nice evening, or doing something fun. So simplifying the cooking process can also open up free time to enjoy a hobby or time with your family. Here I am spatchcocking a chicken, which is where you cut up both sides of the spine and remove the spine of the chicken, and then you turn it over and flatten the chicken out on a sheet. And this makes roasting a chicken a little bit faster. It takes about 15 minutes or so off the time. But what I like about it more than that is I can roast 2 chickens on that sheet pan. So if I wanted to bulk meal prep and have roasted chicken, I can make 2 or even more without any extra work. And as you'll see in just a minute, you can turn a spatchcock chicken into a sheet pan meal. But before I get the vegetables on there, first I am just roasting this with some onions. And then I'm also taking some homemade herb butter and chopping it up and putting it on top of the chicken before putting it in the oven to roast. This recipe is a pretty good example of what I was saying earlier in the video about taking the path of least resistance. This process can really simplify dinner because you can make more than one chicken at a time. You can make it a sheet pan meal. It's easy cleanup. And also I made mine earlier in the day, so that way we had our evening free. After about 25 minutes or so, I pulled the chicken out and then I used a silicone brush just to brush some of that delicious pan sauce on the top of the chicken. And now I am adding some broccoli broccoli and putting it back in the oven to finish roasting. I roasted this at 425, but next time I think I will bump up the heat to like 450, 475 because I want that skin to be a little bit crispier. But this was so easy and so delicious, and also opened up the realization that if I just roast chicken like this more often, I can save a lot of time because I can do more than one at a time and we can have meals for a few days. Of course, I am not saying you shouldn't use checklists and calendars and other organizational methods, but I hope today's video helped you think about ways to manage your time and energy that go beyond just organizational practices and really start looking at what we spend our time doing and what we spend our time thinking about. Because once we dial that in, all those other organizational methods are more effective. If you found this video helpful and you'd like to keep up with all the other videos and content offered through Moon and Magnolia, be sure to sign up for the email list. I will send you all of my recipes, tutorials, blogs, and videos directly to your inbox. I'll leave a link for that in the description box below. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and I will see you again next time.